Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a WhatsApp voice note that I received. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. The voice note that I received, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman and I have never been married. It hurts me a lot because I don't have a child. I went to university. I do have a degree, but what pains me the most is that even though I do have a degree and whenever I go for an interview, nothing will ever come out of that interview. The only type of a job that I can only get is that kind of a job whereby I'll be working as a maid. And currently I am staying here in South Africa, and I have come here on your platform because I want your listeners to assist me. If there is anyone that will help me, I'll be so happy because I have visited each and every person that I had been told can assist me, but it is not even working at all. My story, it started when I was still very young. It was like I had the gift of prophecy. What used to happen is that whenever my father's relatives will come and visit us, and then I will just start to sense that maybe my relatives had some dangerous charms that they had brought into my father's house, such that I would start to ask those relatives that had evil intentions what they were doing with the charms that they had in their handbags. So this made most of my father's relatives to hate me because I could see whatever that they wanted to do. And when I would have these dreams, I will tell everyone about the dreams that I will be having. So whilst I was growing up like that, my father's relatives, they would say that the spirit of our ancestors, my father's ancestors, they had descended upon me. And I used to have a lot of dreams, and I would tell everyone about the dreams that I used to have. What then happened was that 4 years ago, it was 5 years ago, I then started to have a terrible stomach ache. It went on for a very long time. I was not feeling okay. I then said, let me return back to Zimbabwe. I left South Africa and I returned back to my home country. When I arrived there, we then started looking for money so that an operation can be performed on me. And some of my relatives, they gave me the money that I wanted for the operation to be done on me. But what surprised me was that when I was sick like that, my own mother, it was as if she was not even interested in everything what was going on in my life. I still remember that I would say, Mom, why don't we go somewhere so that we can consult and hear what is going on with me? But my mother will say that, you know that at the church where I go to, I am not allowed to consult with anyone. So it really surprised me. So we grew up in that kind of a church where we were not allowed to go and visit prophets. The dreams that I have sometimes, I do see, and I do have spiritual husbands that come to visit me. And these are some of the dreams that I do have. At that time, I then said, Mom, even though you are saying that you cannot go with me to consult, but now I am 30 years old, I don't have a child, and I have never been married. So what do you expect me to do? My mom would say that, no, do not worry, my daughter, for everything is going to be okay. So what happened between my parents was that they separated by the time when I was 25 years old. So it was quite different because my father was staying in another area and my mother was staying in another area. So for me to say to the both of them, let us go together so that we can consult, it was really difficult. I then told myself that it was far much better that I do things on my own since I was the one that was suffering. Wherever I would go to, my mother was the one who was said to be doing all of these things to me. So those that were assisting me, all that they would say was that we are going to give you such an item, and this item that we are going to give you, if you use it, you're going to see what is going to happen to your mother. And indeed, after I would have been given the item to use for prayers and for charms, there were strange things that used to happen. There was a time when I told myself that it was far much better for me to perform a go back to sender. My mother got so angry and she was like, You cannot ask for a go back to sender, because once you ask for a go back to sender, what will happen then is that maybe you do a go back to sender, then it will come and then it will affect your little sister. What will happen then? Because you would have done a go back to sender maybe on your sister. So you're not supposed to do a go back to sender. As for my little sister, she is already married and she has her own kids. There was a time whenever my mother would hear me praying, saying that, God, please hear my cry. Oh God, I cry unto you. Can you give me a husband? Can I have kids? That is all that I want. My mother will get so angry at me, and my mother will say, why are you saying that you want a husband? Why are you saying that you want kids? It is not even important. You should be grateful that your own sister has her own kids, and you need to know that your sister's kids, they are yours as well. So why are you even worrying? So there was a lot of tension that was happening between me and my mother, because what my mother used to do is that when it will be time for me to pray, my mother, she will be listening to the way that I will be praying. And then after the prayer, my mother will start to question me and say, why were you saying this? Why were you saying that? So this brought a lot of tension between me and my mother. And my mother, one day, she confessed to me and she said, oh daughter, oh dear daughter, I hate you so much. And I can't even control myself with the way that I hate you. I hate you so much, and you are such a foolish girl. And I don't even know how you managed to get through university with the way that you are so dumb. And I hate you so much. My mother would say, when I was pregnant for your little sister, a lot of people, they used to say that this child that you are carrying in your womb is going to be a great person. And when I would ask her, Mom, did I do something wrong to you so much that it makes you to hate me? Then my mother will say, no, but I just hate you. You are such a dull person. That is why I hate you so much. May God forgive me for hating you, my daughter. It then reached a point in my life when I told myself that it is okay. My mother, she does not like me. It is okay. My mother, she hates me. There is nothing that I can do about it. It is time that I move on with my own life. I then had an operation, and I was told that I had fibroids in my uterus. And I was told that more than 30 of them, they were removed from my womb. So what used to happen was that I was really sick at that time. I could not eat. I could not do anything. I was almost paralyzed. There was this other creature that used to come, and this creature would be holding a shovel, and then it would hit me in the head. So my sister's husband then said, you know what, you need to come and stay with us, sister-in-law. So that is the place where I was staying at that time, but it kept on happening. That Tokolo, she kept on coming, visiting me at the place where I was staying, and then it would hit me with a shovel in my head. My little sister as well, when I was staying at her place, she was like, oh dear sister, look at you, the way that you are behaving. What is my husband going to say with everything that is going on in your life? You need to be strong. Even though when I would tell my little sister that she wanted me to be strong, but how could I ever be strong when I was feeling so much pain? My mother then called and said, daughter, at the place where you are, you need to know that you are at your in-laws' house. Do not embarrass your little sister. Why are you having spiritual attacks? Do not embarrass your little sister. I then told myself that it was time for me to be strong. As painful as it was, I would wake up and then I would move around, just trying to make a plan so that at least I can get a job. My mother would call me each and every time when I would go out to look for a job. For no particular reason at all, she would just call me. There was a day when I was busy looking for a job. I saw 16 missed calls from my mom. She was so angry at me and she was like, why didn't you pick your calls in time? Where were you? And then I said, even though, Mom, I don't have a husband, even though I don't have kids, but I am no longer a young girl that you can always question me about my whereabouts. What my mother used to do is that, let's say for an example, she will call you in the middle of the night, maybe around about 1 a.m. Just after she would have called you, that Tokolo, she will come and strike at you. And as for my father, even though he was staying in the same area close to the hospital where the doctors performed the operation on me. But my father never even bothered to come and visit me. What surprised me the most was that after I had been operated on, my father was called and he said, I don't have transport money. So at that time, when my father received the call, he did not know that the phone, it was on loudspeaker. So this is what my father said. This is what I heard. When he was told that his daughter, the operation had been successful, he was like, is she still alive? So you mean that she was able to survive that operation? She is still alive, you say? That is what my father said. Even the person that was holding the phone saw that the way that my father was talking, it was not nice, and they ended up removing themselves from the place where I was so that I won't hear some of the hurtful words that my father was saying. He was surprised that I had managed to pull through the operation. Some of the words that my father would say was that, your sister, it's like she is mentally challenged. It is like she is mad. You see, those fibroids that they removed from her womb, those are the same fibroids that are inside her brain. I then saw that as for my father, he did not even care for me. I then said, what am I going to do for my little sister, even though she wants to stay with me, but it seems as if she is embarrassed. Each and every time when I have a spiritual attack, she is embarrassed. She does not want her husband to know that this is what is happening. I became so desperate, so much that I did not even know what was I supposed to do. Brother Nashi, this is what I did at that time. I then told myself that it was far much better for me to just vanish from the face of the earth, to disappear. I then got a job, and I said, let me not communicate with my mother anymore, for it was not worth it. Each and every time when I would communicate with my mother, this is what used to happen. Spiritual attacks would happen to me. There was something strange that my mother even said. She said, oh dear daughter, do you know that each and every time when you get angry, that tokoloshi that you so fear will come and attack you? I then said, Mom, what are you trying to say? Whenever I get angry, this tokoloshi will come and cause spiritual attacks in my life. I got so angry, and to me it did not even make sense at all that my mother will say such a thing to me, that whenever you get angry, you're going to receive spiritual attacks from that tokoloshi. I then blocked my mother, I then blocked my father, and I said, it is the same. As for my little sister, she is the one that I am still in communication with, but she does not know where I am staying. This is the life that I am living. I am always admitted at the hospital, but I want to thank God that at least I have a place to stay. But I am struggling. I am lacking the basic needs. I do not have food. I don't have anything. I returned back to Zim and I told myself that let me try one more time. There is a radio DJ that gave me some phone numbers. I went there, but unfortunately, they could not assist me. All that they wanted from me was money and nothing else. That is all that they care about. Even if they do not assist you, as long as you have paid them, that is what matters to them. It is always operation after operation. Right now I was in the hospital and I was told that those fibroids, they are growing back again inside my uterus. I was then told that there is a cyst that is in the fallopian tubes. So it was really painful. I was feeling so much pain on my back area and in my stomach. So the doctors are saying that they want to remove my womb. And it pains me the most because I do not have a child. The last time when this operation was performed on me, those fibroids, they were around 30, but now they are growing. A lot of them, not yet 30. But that is where they are headed to. I don't know what else to do. I am desperate and I don't have any money. Please help me. If there is anyone who can assist me, please help me. I am always sick, always staying in the hospital with no one to look after me. Dear listeners, right there was a WhatsApp voice note that I received from our dear sister. I'll try to edit the doctor's note that she received, if you can see it on your screen. So she is asking for help. This sister of ours, it's not the first time that I spoke with her. There was a time when I spoke with her when I saw something that was quite strange. The thing that I saw, even though I was dreaming, it was like a woman, but the face was familiar, the face that I saw. But I saw a woman that was like a big bird soon after speaking with our dear sister. And it was a big black bird, which was like a bat. And it had big nails. And at that time, I felt as if I was paralyzed with sleep paralysis. This was after I had spoken with our dear sister, when she was saying that she is on her way going to Sim, trying to get some spiritual help. That is what happened at that time when I had that spiritual attack. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. If there is anyone that wants to speak with our sister to help her, you can come to my inbox, then I will share her phone numbers with you.